Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage and this is April and the Extraordinary World.
In a world deprived of invention and stuck in the age of steam, the greatest scientific minds are disappearing.
April and the Extraordinary World is a beautiful, unique French animated movie. It's based on a Jacques Tardy graphic novel of the same name and tells the story of the young girl April, whose extraordinary world is an alternate version of our very own. Instead of constantly moving forward with our technology, the great minds of our history, scientists like Einstein or Enrico Fermi, are mysteriously disappearing. Without the discovery of electricity and other important achievements, everything is pretty much based on burning coal. The world building in this movie is amazing. You get your typical steampunk elements, but to an extreme that I've never seen before. The world of April is grey and bleak and all the trees have been gone. The air is polluted and gas masks are common everywhere. In this world, first-time directors Christian Desmares and Franck Ekinci unfold an old-fashioned adventure story. A story full of mystery, intense action and a little bit of humor as well. From the get-go, it's very reminiscent of the Japanese animated classics by Hayao Miyazaki. It starts with a chase. April, still as a very young girl, and her parents are hunted down because they are on the brink of discovering a superhero formula that could be utilized by the militarized government to win the ongoing war for wood. It all reminded me a lot of the first half of Castle in the Sky because it has that flavor of mystery and the tension of being chased as well. In Castle in the Sky it was a magic stone that could open the way to the mythical fortress above the clouds. Here it's the formula to change the outcome of the war. The movie doesn't shy away from very intense moments right at the beginning and it's very drastic to its main characters. April has to make it on her own, even though she's still a young girl at the beginning. Well, she's not all alone because she has an old cat as her loyal companion. A cat that is able to talk. No, this is not a movie about talking animals, or maybe it is. But Darwin's, and yes, that's his name, Darwin's ability to speak is a side effect of the experiments April's family was doing in the past. Her grandfather was a scientist, her parents were too, and so is she. Darwin is responsible for the funniest moments of the movie because he is witty and charming and he has some of the best and also most unexpected lines in it. I really don't want to tell you that much about the ongoing story because that would take away from the turns it takes. Like I said, this is an excellent adventure movie and you will be fascinated by the world it takes place in and how it unfolds for the entire movie. I haven't even really talked about the animation, which is just wonderful. I haven't known the author Jacques Tardy before, but it seems that the movie totally succeeds in bringing his unique and wonderfully creative visions to the big screen. It's an animation style that's not particularly pretty at first glance. It's drawn out with very broad strokes, and with the cinema experience being digital by now, there are often many areas in just one color without many nuances to it. But it also creates a very unique atmosphere and yeah, I know, unique is definitely the word I used most in describing this movie. And while the animation sometimes feels very simple, there are many details to it as well, and as a whole, and that's most important, it totally fits the story and tone. April and the Extraordinary World is a fascinating, clever and beautiful in its own terms story that I'm sure will make you fall in love with it. I can't emphasize enough how much I enjoyed the way they built an interesting, dark but also amusing world that gives you a fascinating vision of how different everything in our world could turn out if we didn't make the progresses we did. Of course, it's not a super realistically drawn out version and there are many fantastical elements to it, especially in the end, but it also deals with important topics as well, and in that regard, again, it's very similar to Hayao Miyazaki's works, from Nausicaä, Castle in the Sky to Princess Mononoke or Howl's Moving Castle. Be open to some darker tones, be open to some really crazy things as well, and you will get a wonderfully different animated movie. Alright, that's it. Like always, please tell me in the comments below what you think about April and the Extraordinary World. Did you like it? Did it remind you too of the work of Hayao Miyazaki? Talk to me about it. And also, did you know the author Jacques Tardy? And if you liked this video, if you enjoyed it, please share, subscribe, whatever you like.